the context of archaeology, material culture or things, whether it's small portable objects or architectural constructions, are manifestations of our beliefs. My project is looking at the emergence of capitalism as it's manifest in the sugar industry throughout the Caribbean from the 17th century through the 19th century. One aspect of this is that I'm also looking at how the sugar industry and capitalism impacted the environment and environmental change over that period. We think what we're finding is that capitalism really emerges in the Caribbean during the agro-industrial phases of the late 1600s and early 1700s. Currently, we have just completed 4 years of looking at a particular case study of the development of the sugar industry through one plantation, through one estate, beginning in the late 1600s and finishing up around early 1900s. And what we're about to do is look at both environment, capitalism, and how people are adjusting to the changes in the economic landscape. Using a couple of different approaches to understanding this phenomena, we're using archaeology primarily, which gives us insights into the material culture. We're also using a landscape approach. We're mapping the environment and mapping environmental change. And of course, we have access to the archives, so we're doing a documentary approach as well. And we're balancing the documentary analysis against the landscape data and then the actual physical remains, which enable us to understand settlement patterns more directly. One way anthropologists can facilitate or aid people in understanding these issues is that we look at it through a different set of lenses. Archaeology, for instance, uses material culture in certain contexts and within certain theoretical models to use as a means of getting insights into people's display behavior and consumer behavior. We can use ethnographic techniques to elicit responses from people that they may not have thought about in certain ways. And then we can bring these two together to help people gain new insights into the past. Well, one way the project plays out in a teaching format is, of course, Sensei State students travel to the island to participate in field schools. So they're actually engaged in the collection of the data through archaeology and through mapping and through experiencing the landscape themselves, and also in talking to the people of the island. They get a direct interaction, a sort of cross-cultural interaction with people. So in that respect, a small group of students participates in the collection of the data. And then, of course, we bring that data back to San Jose, either in the form of artifacts which students examine in the classes, or I talk about the research in my own classes. I frequently have an opportunity to refer back to my research in a lecture format, but also in providing students artifacts to look at. I think that the project I'm working on benefits from the anthropological approach primarily because it's really the only way it can be done. One of the reasons it's so effective to work in this environment is I can share different perspectives with my colleagues and also with the students who are also being exposed to these ideas from my colleagues. So in one class, students may be examining a set of principles through one lens, then in my class examine those same principles through a different lens, and they start to see the nexus, they start to synthesize in a way that compartmentalization doesn't permit or facilitate. But here there's a blurring of the boundaries. The boundaries in the discipline are more permeable. And so it's rather refreshing to be able to look at these ideas from different perspectives. The integrative approach allows us to explore much more complex issues and to contribute to a better understanding of issues that are relevant today simply because we're borrowing from anthropology, sociology, psychology, economics, environmental studies. We can start to combine these together in a way that gives us better insights. And I think within the anthropological environment, the learning environment and research environment, we have the tools to pick and choose these things in a way that inform us about our research, something that's been lacking in the past. And I think it's the wave of the future. It's the way we need to go.